Mark, you've talked through in the first video the sort of checklist that you look for when you find shares, but that's only the starting point of the process.
Sure.
When you're holding companies, what sort of factors do you take into account in terms of deciding potentially selling the business at some point in the future?
Selling is a really difficult part of investment. I would say there are several reasons you want to sell. One is, and the most important is, when the story changes. If you've bought a business for a particular reason or set of reasons and they no longer apply, you have to sell. And it's against human nature to do it, particularly if it means taking on a loss. But actually, it's by far the best thing you can do. You can then put the money into something you actually believe in. So that's the most important reason to sell. Beyond that, it's typically around valuation and around what else you can do with the money. So in terms of valuation, we have an idea in mind at the beginning as to the sort of valuation we should be looking at for a company. But with a more dynamic business, obviously that's going to be changing over time as well. We're conscious that with the very best businesses we own, we want to sell more slowly than we would with a typically sort of good business. We get to the sort of valuation we have in mind, we check that we're up to date, and we might just sell. With a really special business, we will sell much more reluctantly because they're much more difficult to replace.
Because there is an ongoing debate about, in terms of when you've got a winner, do you top slice or do you completely take profits? But you go more for the running your winners style? You
have to run your winners, unless there's a problem. So if there's a problem, you have to get out, and you have to get out quite aggressively. But the flip side is you have to run your winners. Then you get big winners and small losers if you do it that way. The very highest quality businesses we will give more leash to, give them more rope to run. And I think it was T. Rowe Price many years ago said that the cardinal sin as a growth investor is to treat those very special companies you own as if they were the same as all the others. In any portfolio, you've normally got one or two companies that are just better, and you have to run those. So we'll allow those positions to get quite big, but over time, particularly if the valuation becomes extended, we will sell them slowly. Whereas with other businesses where the valuation gets extended, we're more likely just to get out.
Could you perhaps name 2 or 3 examples of companies where you've ran your winners for a long time?
One that was our biggest holding for quite a number of years was Hutchinson China, which is a Chinese healthcare business. We bought it on very attractive terms just after the crisis. The shares went up more than 20 times, and we kept them as a maximum position for quite a number of years, which took a degree of courage, but also we knew them really well. Our conviction was extremely high based on valuation, and it was the right thing to do. At the moment, our biggest holding is a company called Future Group, which we think is a very unusually attractive business. So we have taken some profit, a little bit here and there, but at the moment it's still a very large holding, and we're running that. So we're happy to run profits, but you obviously have to look at valuation, you have to look at all the factors, but you have to do it quite aggressively when it makes sense to do so.